So in this video, we'll look at the current problem of the limit x goes to 0 for the function, which is a fraction, which looks like this. So as we have emphasized before, you see when we're looking at the limit problem, it's a pretty good first step, you see, to replace x by 0, just to check what's happening. And top is gonna be like this, the bottom is 0, and you can see that now it becomes 0 over 0, which is an undetermined case. And as I've emphasized, whenever you see 0 over 0, please don't think the answer is 0. It doesn't have to be. The answer can be any value, but you need an appropriate method to get the answer out. And up to now, we don't have any advanced methods in our hand. But let's think about it this way. So I hope that in school you have learned a method called solving it by radical, in the sense that whenever you see two radicals, I mean, like at the top, you kind of try to resolve this. And we can try by using, some people call it conjugates, which is basically the same term, but you change minus to plus. So now please look at what you have at the top and the bottom. Let me write down the bottom first. The bottom doesn't matter much. I don't think there's any chance I can simplify the bottom. So let's look at the top. The top, you're having two functions like this. Now please take a look at this. Please take a look at this. You see? These two things, you can think of it as a minus b times a plus b, right? I mean, and I trust that you must have seen this in school algebra. A minus b times a plus b is actually the same as a squared minus b squared, and it's an identity that you can use all the time. So now let's use this identity to resolve this problem. So a squared minus b squared is what? So let's do it this way. Let's keep the bottom unchanged. So the top now, this one is a squared, right? I mean, a is the square root of 2 plus x, and b is square root of 2. And it's your responsibility to resolve this here. Now you see square root and square cancelled. So now we have 2 plus x for the first bracket, because square root and square cancel. Similar thing happens to the second bracket. You see, square root and square cancelled. So it's minus 2. And the bottom is going to be x times the things inside the bracket, x divided by x times something in the bracket. And of course, x is cancelled. So now the fraction is simplified. Now all the radical terms only appear in the bottom. But you see, it's still a good time that we can go back to our original problem, because of our simplified fractions, I can directly compute this limit. Now you can check what's happening when you replace x by 0. So this is our answer. So you see, this problem gives you another view. When you solve a problem involving a limit, x goes to some values, and you're having a fraction, and inside the fraction you probably have some radicals, like the square root term on one of the two sides. You can try to use high school algebra, resolve it by multiplying top and bottom by the conjugate of the terms that involve the radical. And it's quite an effective method for such problems, especially when you replace the value x by 0 in, like this case, you get the undetermined term, which is 0 divided by 0. So you can use some algebra to resolve it, basically. And that's the end of this short video.